Hey, hello everybody. My name is Dahlia and welcome to my English class. I hope you all are doing well and I'm good. In this video, I'm going to teach you tenses, and you all know that verbs and tenses are extremely important in English language. Even many people think that while we are communicating with people, it's not important to use grammar correctly. But I'm telling you, even if you don't know anything about grammar, but at least you have to know about verbs and tenses because it is very important. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to teach you present tense. So I'm basically going to teach you four types of present tenses. Okay, like simple present, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous tense. Okay, all right. And specially today, I'm going to teach you affirmative sentence of all four forms of present tense. Okay, all right. So please watch the video till the end because this video is really going to be very informative and very helpful. Okay, all right. So let's get started. What is simple present tense? It is very easy. All right. So basically, simple present tense means habitual action or general truth. Okay. Habitual action means something which happens every day. Okay. So habitual action means something which happens every day. Okay. For example, I go to school every day. I go to school every day. Okay. He goes to school every day. They go to school every day. Okay. All right. And what about general truth? So general truth means something which cannot be changed anymore. Okay. For example, I can say January is the first month of every year. Okay. I can say January is the first month of every year. I could write down here. Okay, so whenever I'm saying that January is the first month of the year, that means it is general truth. Okay, or I can say another sentence like est. Okay, like the sun rises in the east. Okay, so it is also habitual action. So both sentences are indicating, sorry, not habitual, general truth. Okay, all right, clear. So, simple present tense means habitual action or general truth. Okay, all right. Now, how can you recognize that the sentence will be followed by simple present tense? So, these are some clue words like every day, rarely, barely, never. Okay, all right. So these type of words are very clear indication of simple present tense. Okay, for example, I go to school every day. I go to school every day. So every day is the clue word of this tense. Okay, all right, clear. Now, what is structure of affirmative form of simple present tense? Very easy. You can see here subject plus present form of the main verb plus object. Okay, you can see here like if I write down here, I go to school every day. Okay, all right. So you can see here I, subject, okay, and go, verb, and present form. All right, and then rest of the part of the sentence or object. Okay, all right, clear? Clear? So this is the structure. Okay, so you can see here subject plus present form of main verb plus object. So this is the structure of simple present tense. All right. Now the question is, if the subject is first person I, second person you, and plural they, or any kind of plural, then we can't use any as or is with the main verb. But if the subject is third person singular number like he, she, it, then always we have to use is or is with the main verb. For example, you can see here, I go to school every day, but he goes to school every day. Okay, I is first person, that's a go, but he is second person, that's sorry, he is third person singular number, that's why he is so goes. He goes to school every day. All right, clear? And if you look at the last sentence, so it is like they, so they is plural, so that's why it is go. We haven't used any kind of s or is because they is plural. Okay, all right, got it, clear? So this is all about simple present tense affirmative sentence. Got it? Let's move on to the next part, and it is present continuous tense. Present continuous tense is actually very easy, very easy. Okay, present continuous tense means the action which is happening at the time of speaking. Okay, so what is present continuous tense? Present continuous tense means the action or the event which is happening at the time of speaking. Okay, for example, I am teaching now. I am teaching now. Okay, because the action is going on and at the same time I'm talking about it. Okay, all right, it is I personally feel that it is the easiest tense amongst all the tenses. Okay, all right. So, what are the clue words of present continuous tense, or how will you recognize present continuous tense like now? Okay, at the moment. All right, clear? Today. So, these are the clue words of present continuous tense. For example, I am going to school now. I am going to school now. So you can see here, look at that sentence especially. I am going to school now. So I have used red color for the main verb. Okay. So you can see here all the sentences. I have used red color for all main verbs. You can look at here. And I know it looks really pretty nice. Fine. Okay. All right. So I'm going to school now. That means right now, at the moment, I'm going to school, and also I'm talking about it at the same time. So it is present continuous tense. What is the structure of present continuous tense? Subject plus auxiliary verb am is er, then main verb with ing plus object. Always remember, okay? Subject plus auxiliary verb am is er in order to the subject plus main verb with ing plus object. Okay, all right. Okay, got it. Okay, all right. So second sentence, he is going to school now. So for the first sentence, I is first person. So we all know that we can only use am if the subject is I. Okay. So that's why I have used here am. Okay. And now look at the second sentence. He is going to school. Now here I have used is because we all know if the subject is third person singular number, always we have to use is. Okay, all right. Now look at the third sentence. They are going to school now. They are going to school now. So they is plural, so that's why are. Okay, here I have used are. Okay, all right, clear, great. Now move on to the third form, present perfect tense, and it is also pretty easier. And anyway, all right. So in our daily conversation, most of the time we use actually present perfect tense, present perfect tense, then simple present tense, present continuous tense, present perfect continuous tense. So these are really very common to use in our daily conversation. So please listen to me and try to know how to use all of them while you are communicating with people. Okay, all right. What is present perfect tense? Just look at the sentence I have. Sorry. The sentence is I have just finished my lunch. Okay. I have just finished my lunch. Okay. All right. So that means I have already finished my lunch in the past time, but the effect is still going on. Okay, all right. So, what is present perfect tense? Present perfect tense is used to express an action or event that happened in the immediate past, but the effect is still going on. Okay, I have noticed that many students are pretty confused about present perfect tense and simple past tense. So please listen to me carefully. It is definitely going to help you, and I'm going to clear your confusion. Okay. So present perfect means the action, although it happened, it was completed in the past time, but the effect is still going on. Okay. But for simple past tense, the action or the event had already happened in the past time. It was over. It is over. Okay. No effect is anymore. Okay. All right. Clear. So present perfect tense is used to express an action that happened in the past time, but the effect is still going on. Suppose somebody is asking you, hey, what are you doing now? And you have just finished your lunch. So you can say, I have just finished my lunch. Okay. All right. Clear. Now, what are the some clues that will help you to recognize present perfect tense? So there are some clues like recently, then since, then for, then lately, then ever, then yet, already. So these are some clues so that you can understand the sentence will be followed by present perfect tense. I'm writing here. Recently, lately, yet, then for, since, already, ever. So these are some clues of present perfect tense, but does it mean we must use all the clues whenever we are using present perfect tense in our daily conversation? No, not at all. It's not necessary, just to get a little bit idea. These are important, otherwise these are not necessary to use while we are talking to someone. Okay, all right, clear. You can use, but it's not mandatory to use all the time. Okay, all right, clear. Now, what is the structure of present perfect tense? Affirmative sentence: subject plus auxiliary verb have or has in order to the subject plus main verb with past participle form plus object. So main verb is always followed by past participle form when it is about to present perfect tense. So keep it in mind. Okay, all right. Like you can look at that sentence. I have just finished my lunch. So I is subject. So I'm showing you here again. I have just. Okay, all right. So I subject have auxiliary verb, and adjust is just a clue word, you all know. Okay, it's just a clue word. Past participle, that means third form of verb. Okay, and and the rest of the part of the sentence or object. So this is about the structure you can find here. Okay, all right. So what is the structure of present perfect tense of affirmative sentence? Subject plus auxiliary verb have or has plus past participle or third form of the main verb plus object. All right, clear? Now you can look here. If the subject is I, first person, you, second person, and plural, then always we have to use the auxiliary verb have. But if the subject is third person singular number, right, he, she, it, then always we have to use has. Okay, all right, you can see here. So for the first sentence, you can see here I have used have. Why? Because the subject is I. Okay, all right. For the second sentence, you can see here I have used has. Why? Because he is third person singular number. That's why. Okay, all right. And you can just look at the third sentence. The subject is plural. That's why I have used have here. Okay, all right, clear. So this is all about present perfect tense affirmative sentence. I hope it's clear to all of you. Now look at the present perfect continuous tense. Okay, and present perfect continuous tense is also really very easy. And but unfortunately, I notice most of the people do not use present perfect continuous tense. I mean, if you are just in the beginning level of learning English grammar, or even many people are very good at English, they even don't use present perfect continuous tense all the time. I notice it, but you must use, because it can really give you a great proper meaning of your sentence, what you want to say actually. Okay, because present perfect continuous tense also has a different concept. Okay, all right. For example, you can look at the sentence over here. I have been working since morning. I have been working since morning. So that means I have been working since morning. That means I have already started working since morning. I'm still working, or I will be working in the future time. That means it has not been finished yet. Okay, I have not finished my working yet. I'm still working. Okay. So what is the present perfect continuous tense? Present perfect continuous tense is used to express an action or event that started in the immediate past. It is still going on, or it may continue in the future time. So that's why we can say it is present perfect continuous tense, continuous process. Okay, there is no surety when it will get finished. Okay, all right. So that's why it is present perfect continuous tense. Okay, all right, clear. What are the some clue words of present perfect continuous tense, like all morning, all afternoon, all day? Okay, all right. Since morning, since afternoon. Okay, and like since for. So I'm writing here some clue words of present perfect continuous tense. How you can identify that it will be present perfect continuous tense? Since, for, all day, morning, afternoon, all evening. So it can be like for the last 5 minutes, for the last 2 hours, for the last an hour, for the last 5 hours. So like this way. Okay, I have not written all same types of sent phrases. So since, for, all day, all morning, all afternoon, all evening, whatever, for the last 5 hours, for the last 5 minutes, for the last 2 years. So these type of phrases, if you want to use whenever you are communicating with people, then you use present perfect continuous tense. Okay, all right. What is the structure of present perfect continuous tense of affirmative sentence? Subject plus auxiliary verb have or has plus been plus main verb with ing plus object. Okay, so always keep it in mind, have been or has been in order to the subject. Okay, all right. If the subject is I, you and plural, then always we have to use have been. But if the subject is third person singular number, then we have to use has been. Okay, you can look at here in the sentence. I means first person, that's why have been here I have used. Okay, so I have been working since morning. They have been working since morning because there is plural here. And the second sentence, he has been working since morning because he is third person. So if the subject is first person I, second person you and plural, then always we have to use have been. But if the subject is third person singular number, right, he, she, it, then always we have to use has been. Okay, all right, got it, clear? Now, I would like to mention a very interesting thing about present perfect continuous tense. The use of so many people and many students also have confusion about the use of since and for. Okay, all right. So always remember, since we can use for specific time and for we can use for period of time. Okay, all right. So, for example, I can say, okay, now I'm writing another sentence. I for 3 years. Okay, so what's the difference here? I have used since here, and for the second sentence, I have used for. The reason is that since we can use for specific time whenever it is used for specific time. Okay, because when I'm saying that I have been teaching since morning, that means in the morning I had started teaching, I'm still teaching. I have not finished my teaching yet. Okay, so I don't know when I'll finish my teaching, but I started in exactly in the morning, specific time. Okay, so since we can use for specific time, like it has been raining since afternoon, it has been raining since evening. Okay, all right, clear? And for the second sentence, you can look here. I have been teaching for 3 years. So for the first sentence, I say I have been teaching since morning, and for the second sentence, I am telling I have been teaching for 3 years. That means here I'm talking about period of time. Okay, period of time means, for example, for a long time I have been doing something. Okay, so whenever we are talking about period of time, then always we have to use for, and whenever we are talking about specific time, then always we have to use since. Okay, all right, clear. Okay, all right, so I hope you all have really enjoyed the video, and definitely the video is going to help you a lot. And I would really like to request to all of you, please study, keep practicing, very important, and there is no end of learning. So all the time learn, keep learning, keep growing, and be the best version of your life. Okay, all right, and thank you very much for your patience. Thank you very much. See you on the next video. Bye bye.